button for that, maybe? Yes, there we go. I found the button. Excellent. Oh, I don't have chat up. Tristan's going to come back and set up chat now. But I can talk to you. I just can't see anything you're saying. Hello. It's hard to have a conversation with yourself, I suppose. Oh, okay. Apparently I have to leave. Bye-bye.
Well, I can't set up the chat if I'm not sitting here. But hi chat, although I can't see what you're saying either. Chat. There we go. Wild Tristan has appeared. Oh, I will never be able to teach Zeta how to do this stuff, Isaiah. That's just not a thing.
Hello again. Tristan should teach Zeta how to do this stuff. If you want Zeta to quit streaming, that is the fastest way to get Zeta to quit streaming. Hello again, everyone. I see you all. I hope you're having a good day. I am looking forward to / having great trepidation about this video. I usually before stream, I usually will watch just the last 3 minutes to see what Simon's mental state was at the end of the puzzle. But I have not done that yet, so I don't know. From the title, I don't know exactly how much terror I should expect. There was one clue that was redundant that we removed at the very end of our test solve, and that I know did make the puzzle slightly harder. I'm curious if that's going to be where Simon gets hung up. I think this is also just in general a very difficult puzzle. Goodbye the E-quad, indeed. I think I'm okay with the E-quad going away, but I sort of I waffled a bit. I even after deciding I was going to take it out, I then sort of contemplated putting it back in because I think it does make one of the hardest steps in the puzzle slightly easier. Pretty much all the LMD comments for this puzzle are talking about how difficult it is to find each step, which is sort of what I anticipated. I did list this at 4 stars on LMD, despite the fact that my instinct told me it should be 5 stars on LMD. But I didn't get many testers, and the testers said 3.5 stars. And so I was like, oh, okay, fine, I'll list it at 4, because I certainly not going to list it at 3. I think listing it at 3 would have been a blatant lie. But I was like, maybe this is where 4-star puzzles are on LMD these days. But maybe, in fact, this is actually this. Okay, so let's see Simon's intro. And I'll talk about the process here. By the way, I should say, this puzzle was set entirely on stream. It would be absolutely nuts to list this as 3 stars.
Welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Crib.
In fairness, I think if you just look at the grid, I think the grid tells you what you're getting yourself in for. I don't think this grid at all suggests, oh, hey, this is going to be an innocuous little puzzle to get into. So I don't feel too bad for tricking Simon into doing this puzzle.
Cryptic, where we're going to be having a look at this very intriguing puzzle on the screen, which is called From A to Zeta. a zodiac puzzle by Zetamath and friends. I wasn't actually scheduled to be doing this puzzle today, but I spotted that it had appeared on Logic Masters Germany, and I thought to myself, I haven't done a Zetamath puzzle in far too long, so I'm going to put that right. Well, at least I'm going to attempt to put that right by having a go at this one. It hasn't achieved a rating yet, but there were some comments on Logic Masters saying it's quite wonderful. So I'm going to have a go.
Attempt. Did you see
hopefully
Tristan doing
all
it,
be
Caleb?
well.
Tristan did it
It's
on
some
Thursday.
sort of coding puzzle, because you can see we've got letters in the grid rather than numbers, and I think each letter, like D, will be one of the numbers.
I should maybe say, just as a sort of bit of background, so what does it mean that it's a zodiac puzzle? So Viking Prime started this series of zodiac puzzles, and the only common theme of the zodiac puzzles is that all of them have 9 cells in the grid that are disjoint, meaning it's 9 cells in the grid that have a different digit in them as part of the rules in some way, shape, or form. And beyond that, it's totally up to the people who set them. And so traditionally, someone sets a puzzle in the series. So Nell set one and then tagged me and handed me this collection of 9 cells and said, make a puzzle with this random-ish disjoint set. As it will turn out, this is not a super random disjoint set, because it turned out that it sort of naturally gave a break into the puzzle. But that was basically all I was given, and they were kindly like me saying Siri's just set off Siri on your phone. Amazing. Siri, play Despacito. We'll see. Yeah. I've said I asked someone, we'll say ambitious, to do the next one, and they said yes. So I have not revealed who that is to anyone yet. But I think the next one should be exciting, and I made them a set as well. And again, like 4 more times. Thanks, Zeta. Anytime, AFK, anytime. I provide lots of services. So basically, why did I go with a cipher like this? My cipher like this was because, among many other things that the Zodiac is associated with, I mean, there's the whole like murder thing. But the thing that most stands out to me is the sort of cipher that went with the murder thing. And so I immediately, basically after getting this request to do this puzzle, I went with I'll make a cipher. And I originally was going to do a pure killer, but then I looked through the Zodiac puzzles, and although the first Zodiac puzzle is very I'm trying to think of a word that doesn't have a pejorative connotation for quaint. The first one is a cozy 1-star puzzle. They pretty rapidly, the series devolved into insanity, to where if you just look at Nell's grid, I get some shakes of fear just from looking at the grid of Nell's puzzle before mine, but they tend to be on the crazier end. So one of my oh no, I'm scoot my share slightly to the left. I'll be way further away from the microphone if I scoot my head slightly to the left, because now I'm not even talking to the microphone at all. How about this? So I sort of felt like, well, if I was going to be honest to the series, I would go for something that would be in that sort of, very weird, crazy thing. Yeah, 57 Thorns slowly solving the puzzle as we go through this. I like to see 57 Thorns has made it through the part of the puzzle that I set before I started the stream. But basically I decided, okay, this is going to be something on the wackier, crazy side of things. I mean, I guess I started Sudoku on the wackier, crazy side of things, and then I've gotten, I don't know, I've in some senses gotten more normal over time, although I think I've also in some senses just redefined normal to make it so that if I make a puzzle with 8 different line types in it, but that they're all standard, that kind of counts as normal now in a way that maybe it would not have 5 years ago. Early Zeta puzzle will be like Snick. Yeah. You know, Alethana, I used to be on the wacky or crazy side of things, but I think I've become like, by comparison to where a lot of setters are these days, I think like the Cantina Vario conclave, I think have sort of the wackier side of things pretty hard set. Yeah, Jaleb immediately points out the thing is that Nell gave me a collection of cells that made it all but impossible to put the break-in the puzzle in box 1, which I don't know if it's intentional. I have not gotten to ask her yet if that was intentional, but yeah, the break-in this puzzle very much not in box 1. In fact, actually, it turned out there were no clues in box 1 at all. That wasn't intentional. You mentioned Nell Zodiac puzzle looking scary, so I took a look and Jesus Christ. Yeah, David, absolutely. Okay. Abundance of standard constraints equals happy place. Yeah, that's usually where I am.
From 1 to 9.
Okay,
and we're
so
going to
let's
have to work out which one, etc.
See what
but we'll
else
look
Simon
at the
has
rules
to say.
together in a moment or two's time.
Uh,
And then try and solve the puzzle. Before we do that, let me just mention a couple of things going on around the channel. Firstly, tomorrow night we're back in the Blueprints mansion, so we'd love to have your company if you're free. 10
where
o'clock
are they in
UK
Blueprints
time
now?
is
Like
when that stream should start.
I did not
technology
anticipate
allowing.
they would make it nearly as far in
Over on
Blueprints as they
Patreon,
have.
we've got Sandra and Nala's competition
But
running.
I gather people
Fog
really like
Sudokus.
watching people
If you
play
like
Blueprints.
those, go and check them out. Over 1,000 people have already solved all of the puzzles. Very achievable this month. 8 puzzles in all to be in with a chance of winning the competition, which actually reminds me, I must get back in contact with Meryl about who won last month's competition to schedule us attempting to solve a puzzle together. Although Mark still hasn't told me which puzzle we're meant to be solving. But anyway, that's the prize.
I think it was Jorbs, who's my favorite Slay the Spire streamer, said something like, one doesn't really finish Blueprints, one just becomes done with Blueprints, which is sort of very representative of my my experience with it, but I'm glad that they are still enjoying it. Yeah, Jorbs is amazing. I did see Jorbs do an Andrew Sarkis puzzle on stream once, so maybe someday I will trick Jorbs into doing a zetamath puzzle, who knows.
If you win, is to come onto the channel and try and solve a puzzle. So if that does appeal, do get involved in that. And
that's exactly what I thought,
we have just released a brand new app featuring puzzles by the constructor Blobs. Let me try and show you that. There we go. Can you see? Yes, that's
Blobs
fantastic.
Sudoku
you can
worm.
see that
Excellent.
on the screen. So
I love Blobs puzzles.
Just lovely. 12 puzzles included in this worm. So by worm, what it means is that you finish one puzzle and it'll contribute a digit or two to the next, and you'll have loads of fun with that. It's live on all platforms right now, and
there already is a Zeta
reminds
worm.
me, in fact, with this puzzle on screen being by Zetamath and friends, we have a Zetamath worm coming out very soon as well, and that's. When I say very soon, I do mean very soon, in days rather than weeks or.
I'm pretty sure that, Simon, the last 3 features I've had on CTC that Simon or Mark has said, and we have a Zetamath worm coming out very soon, because I certainly sent it to them over a year ago. And being the rebel problem child I am, I made it difficult for them to actually implement it. But actually, like, the last puzzle that I had that Simon did, which was... What was the last puzzle that Simon did of mine? I don't remember. But that one, actually, I mentioned it because I was actively talking to Simon about the fact that they were coming out with my worm, and was like, hey, you could do this puzzle and say, hey, and we've got a Zetamath worm coming out soon. Which, well, it turns out that was like 3 months ago or something. Yeah. No one ever would have guessed that I would be a problem child. I feel like I was meant to be born in Australia so that I could really embrace the Larrikin identity, but sadly, I was not.
Month. So, if you enjoy whatever we've got going on in this puzzle, there's more in store very soon. Now, I've got one birthday to do today. Now, I think, well, I've got one birthday. I say that. I've actually got 2 birthdays, but they're both for somebody called Pauline. And I have, tickling my memory, is the feeling that Pauline knows that there is a Pauline, I think in the Netherlands, who has a friend called Emma and a partner called Joris. And if that's correct, Pauline, I've had 2 messages, 2 birthday announcements for you. So I'll start with your friend Emma,
Or if it's 2
who
Paulines, it could be
basically
2
wants
Paulines.
you to know how important you are to her and how lucky she thinks she is to have you as a friend. And
Mosaic,
she says
right?
not
Mosaic.
everybody, not every friend
I
would
was
share
really
a
happy with
goat's
Mosaic.
cheese and honey pancake. That is, let me tell you, that is absolutely true.
And then Mark did Counting to 7, or whatever it was called. The Zetamath titles have been getting off brand a bit. But that was the most recent one that Mark did, which was a lot of fun to watch.
Goat's cheese and honey pancakes. I cannot get on board with that at all. And I know from Emma's email, Pauline, that you're moving from Leiden to, is it Weird? Is that how I say that? I'm not sure. Well, anyway, Emma is looking forward to celebrating your birthday in Weird in the future. So that's a very nice message for Pauline. But also, I heard from your boyfriend. Now, I'm probably mispronouncing it. Is it a Dutch name? Is it Joris Dutch? But is it Joris? I'm not sure.
My ultimate fantasy still is to get Simon and Mark to play Blood on the Clock Tower with the No Rolls Bard people, because I feel like that's like an attainable fantasy of like the we'll say like D-list celebrities in my life that I follow. Someday maybe that will happen. But they seem attainable for this.
Anyway, Pauline, Joris
but
also
I think it would be
wrote to
very
me
fun to watch.
and said, "Could I wish you a happy birthday?" Which of course I can. And I again, ooh. Now I think in the past, did you badly break your ankle, Pauline? Anyway, if that's true, I hope that that's now fully mended.
I'm
Just
greatly
have
enjoying watching
that feeling
Simon's
that
continued
in
lore
my
about
brain,
Pauline.
those 3 names are stored together along with badly broken ankle. Could be complete nonsense, but anyway, Pauline, I hope you have a great birthday today, and I hope there is chocolate cake aplenty, and no, absolutely 0 goat's cheese and honey pancakes. Anyway, that's all.
Just in time for the movie, indeed.
Shall we get cracking? Well, we can't get cracking until we've done the rules, but let's read the rules of a zodiac puzzle from A to Zeta by Zetamath and Friends. The rules are as follows. We've got normal Sudoku rules applies. We're going to have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Each letter from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, Z stands for a different digit from 1 to 9. Each labelled grey letter cell in the grid contains that digit. Other clues in the grid.
It was really perfect serendipity, by the way, to make the last letter Z, because the other option was I, which looks like a 1 and would have been terrible. So I really had to make the last letter something else, and I originally made it a J, but then I decided that it would make more sense to make it a Z, which was I was glad I did. I feel like it sticks with the slightly narcissistic branding that I have as a setter.
Okay. Hopefully it's explained, is it? Yeah, okay. So it then says other clues are standard, but there's more detail below, so we'll do the detailed rules. Where a question mark is used, you can see one there. Oh, actually, no, there are a few. There's all sorts of question marks. Okay, so where question marks are used, it always represents a 2-digit total. That is, the leading question mark is never 0. Okay, I would have assumed it wasn't a 0, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Digits.
I would hope that that's like what most people assume about question marks, but I'm gonna guess most solvers don't solve puzzles that look like this, because most people are sane, I guess. So that is also a distinct possibility, as these things go along, but I thought that was worth clearly calling out.
It's in cages sum to the total given. Digits cannot repeat within cages. So this cage sums to question mark F, which is about as useful as a chocolate teapot, isn't it? Even if you knew what F was, you wouldn't know, because you wouldn't know what the question mark was. Wow. Okay. Let's see what else there is. Digits along indicated diagonals have the indicated sum. Digits may repeat along such diagonals. So, so these digits on that diagonal sum to question mark Z, which is all very well, but not very helpful. Actually, maybe this one's more helpful.
The
Those
spaceship
ones
cage,
sum
yes.
to G. Whatever G is.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't consider not saying it, but if I thought it was less common, if I thought it needed it, I would have like bold, underline, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation pointed it. Whereas I just put it in my rules and put it on its own line or whatever.
Now what else? Circles within the grid are quadruples.
Oh
The
wow, it does
indicated
spell
digit
days. I never
appears
noticed
in
it
at
spelled
least one
days.
of the 4 surrounding cells. Now, I only see one quadruple clue, actually.
Yeah, funny story about the quadruple. Originally, there was a quadruple E up here that was like one of the first clues that went in the grid. But actually, Luna later pointed out that quadruple is unnecessary. So this quadruple is only added because I didn't want there to be exactly one quadruple in the grid. But it's funny that there ended up being exactly one quadruple in the grid because I didn't want there being exactly one quadruple in the grid. But this one did do its job well, so we'll survive.
So literally all we know is that there's at least one A around those 4 cells without knowing what A is, which is also fairly unhelpful.
We did delete the box 1 quad after playtesting it. Yeah, there are no black Kropke. Black Kropke don't have a letter on them, so I couldn't really put a black Kropke in this puzzle. I guess I could have put like a black Kropke with a specified ratio. If I wanted. I didn't think of that as like a specified difference in specified ratio dots I could have done. Yeah. I do love how useless absolutely everything in the grid looks. And actually, if you look at the LMD comments and you look at the testing comments that people have sent me, everyone emphasized how much they liked the fact that everything just looks like completely useless. Zach has a K.
Digits with a door are numbered rooms. The indicated digit appears a number of cells into that row or column given by the first number in that row or column. Right, so let's look at this D clue. So say D was 5, what would that mean? That would mean, okay, so then you'd look in the row and you'd find out where the 5 was. So say this was the 5. Then this clue would be a 7. Because yeah, the D is getting thrown 7 cells. The D, which is the 5, is getting thrown 7 cells.
By the way,
into
numbered
the
rooms
row.
with cipher is especially horrible because it so screws up the like, so if D is 2, then that means, and so people keep wanting it to mean that like, oh, so this number is a 2, but no, of course, then it just means where the 2 is in the row. I have watched a couple of people get sort of tripped up by the fact that it is numbered rooms is not the most intuitive thing to start with. And so numbered rooms plus cipher was maybe not my best work in terms of things to combine.
Now, oh, Maverick's taken off. Actually, I've finished scrolling. There's only one more rule, I think. Digits with a building are skyscrapers. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I should have done that, shouldn't I? I should have got the animation up from Chain Bear. Anyway, digits with a building are skyscrapers. They indicate how many digits are seen from the...
David mentions liking the emojis for the clues. I like the emojis for the clues. I think it makes it feel more playful and fun, and also feeds into the this is a weird puzzle vibe that I was going for.
Perspective of the clue, if digits are only seen if they are the highest digit encountered so far. Right. So let's look at this column and see if we can understand what that might mean. So let's say this column went 1, 3, 5.
The emojis remove 1 star of
4,
difficulty. Yeah, definitely.
6, 9, and then something else. Then to count the correct skyscraper total, is the 1 seen? Yes. There's nothing before it that stops it being seen, so that's seen. Is the 3 seen? Yes. It's taller than the 1, so it is seen. Is the 5 seen? Yes, it's taller than the 3 and it's taller than the 1. So far the skyscraper clue would be a 3, but there's more to count, isn't there? The 4 is not seen. It is smaller than the 5, so the 5 sort of towers over it. The 6 is seen, it's higher than everything that preceded it. And the 9 is seen, and it towers over everything that preceded it. So the E clue would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it doesn't matter what these are, because the 9 would tower over them. So these couldn't contribute to the count of the skyscraper clue. So that's my poor.
Although now Luna having made the joke that emojis remove 1 star of difficulty, I'm now asking in my mind, how does it change the expected difficulty of a puzzle if the puzzle has emojis in it? And my guess is probably that it in fact adds 1 star of difficulty to the puzzle.
Effort at explaining how skyscrapers works. I should have got the animation ready. I just didn't read down to the bottom of the rules before I turned on the webcam, which is very stupid of me. Anyway, do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. So, how do we start the puzzle? I think we might...
The letter clue is such a blessing and a curse for this puzzle. It lets you denote things that are useful.
Looks like column 3 has got E clues opposite one another and an E clue in the column in the cage. So that might warrant attention. I can see that G is at least 6. Can I notate this anywhere? No. Sometimes constructors will give us sort of the ability to
This is the same
take
thing
notes.
Tristan said about the, like, I wish there was a table to write it in. And it's like, I gave you a spot in the grid to write it in. What more do you want?
It's rattling again. The wind's obviously up again today. But G is at least 6 because these digits must be at least 1, 2 plus 3, which is equal to 6. So this door clue, that's a numbered room. Okay, so a numbered room clue here is throwing at least a 6. Oh, good grief. So it's throwing it Z spaces that way. So Z is not 1. You see, I mean, that's such a comical deduction, but it's true. Because if Z was 1, then this...
It's funny because I deliberately put in a deduction that Z wasn't 1 before this numbered rooms clue was here, and then was a little sad that later this numbered rooms completely removes my Z isn't 1 deduction, but it was okay. I was okay with it.
Numbered rooms clue should be a Z, but it's not.
Yes,
it's
not
a
1
G.
or 3. Yeah.
So actually, Z can't be 3. Because if Z was 3, this would be the digit G, and then these would both have to be 0 in order for the diagonal clue to sum to G. So Z is not 1, Z is not 3. Z is not 5, because G is in the column. So Z is not 1, 3, 5.
I also put a horizontal
So G
slash through
is
my Zs.
G
so
is either there,
I'm super,
there,
super
or any of those.
traitorous in that regard.
Maybe, unless there's something.
Yeah, British and Australian.
I don't know. I don't know how to use that. Sorry, I don't think I'm looking in the right place. I'm going to have a look at column 3 instead. So column 3 Let's just say E was 5, just so that we can evaluate what that means. If E was 5, the skyscraper clue...
I also slashed my 7s.
If
I
E
don't
was
slash
5,
0s.
the 9 in the column would have to be no earlier in the column than this. Because if the 9 was here, say, you could increase to the 9, but you'd only see four skyscrapers maximum, because everything past the 9 is shielded by the 9.
Yeah, my empty
So
set has a slash through it.
if this was 5,
Although my empty set is slightly
9
flatter.
would be down there.
Uh,
And what does that do to the numbered room clue? The numbered room clue... So this would be a 5. It would be saying, where in the column does... Oh, but 5 could go anywhere. Oh, no, that's horrible. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I for some reason, which was the moment you think about it, is inane.
Var nothing.
I thought that having 2 clues with the same, the same letter in them, opposite one another, might be useful. I think it might have been useful if that had been a skyscraper at the bottom as well. Then it might have been useful. But I don't think it's useful when it's a numbered rooms opposite a skyscraper.
My
dear.
thetas are pretty much a 0 with a horizontal slash.
Days going around the D-A-Z-E. I wonder if there are messages. Egg. Oh, bobbins. Right, hang on. That is a naked symbol.
How much time are we going to spend thinking about the egg?
Outrageous. I'm so sorry. I didn't even think to do Sudoku in my Sudoku puzzle. But had I thought about Sudoku, I think I would have got that more quickly. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. That's 8 different digits. So that's the other one, which I know is a Z. So hang on, let me go to the... Can I write Z in? Yes. So Z goes here. Oh, and Z... Okay, so that's interesting. Actually, that is interesting. So the clue here is a cage that sums to $Z, but we've just put Z in it. So the rest of the clue, these 2 digits, add up to either 10, 20 or 30, depending on what the question mark is. Well, it's not 20. You can't make 2 digits in Sudoku add to 20. So it must be 10. So those digits add up to 10. And they are those 2, aren't they? They're E and H. Because these 2 digits see 7 different digits. They see all of A, B, C, D, F, G, Z. So they are E and H. Okay, so at least we've managed to start this now in terms of doing
It was
things.
more useful
now,
than
so
looking for
now
the
in
secret
this
message
row,
of egg. So anyone here watch Patter's stream? Patter's has an egg-related pin and just an amazing egg-related episode.
F and G need to go in these cells. And E and H sum to 10. So how do we... so E... No, that's not useful. It's still not useful, is it?
Yes, Patter's the blood on the clock tower
E
streamer.
and H are in those cages. So these cages sum to a multiple of 10. Because the units digits in these cages sum to 10, because one of them's E and one of them's something E, one of them's something H, and we know that E plus H equals 10. So it's at least... Okay, that's lovely. That's very, very clever. Not of me. What is the minimum that these cells sum to? Bearing in mind there's question marks at the start of these clues. So they're at least a teenage digit. So it's at least...
I'm a huge blood on the
1
clock
E
tower fan.
plus 1 H is the sum of these. But that means that there's the minimum sum of these 4 digits is there.
I've considered running Blood on the Clock Tower on stream. The only downside is that I don't love the app. I'd much rather do it in person, but that's a lot harder to do, it turns out.
Therefore 30, isn't it? Because E plus H sum to 10. And within the number 1E, you've
But
got
I
a
bet
10.
I could
and
get
within the
Sudoku
number
players,
1H, you've got a 10.
Sudoku
So
setters
it's
play Blood on
30
the Clock Tower
minimum,
to
but
have
there are
one.
only 4 cells. So those this is very difficult to notate, but they are 6, 7, 8, and 9, because 6, 7, 8, and 9 are the only ways of getting 4 different Sudoku numbers to add up to 30. And that means I don't know what that means. It means A and B are quite low, and F or G is quite low, depending on whether that is F or G.
Now I get to ask if Simon is willing to pencil mark the 4 possibilities for
A
H
and B
and
are from
E.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this number in this skyscraper clue, yeah, you can't click outside the grid. So this number, if it was a 1, if A was 1, that would be a 9, and then this would be, and then that would be a Z because of the numbered rooms clue. There's another A clue here. So A is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And the numbered rooms, I just don't understand them. They never seem to do anything to me. They never deliver what they promise. Okay. So I don't know what A and B are, except I know
numbered rooms clues seem useless. Ciphered numbered room clues even better. Yes,
that they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know that E and H sum to 10. Right, hang on. I do know something about that then, because E and H can't be 1, 9 or 2, 8. Because if they were, how would these 2 cell cages work? One of them, if E was 1, 9, if E and H together were 1 and 9 in some order, then one of these cages would be a 19 cage. And we can't do that. The most you can make 2 different numbers add up to in Sudoku is 17, if they were 8 and 9. So we can't use 2, 8 because one of these cages would be 18. So E and H together are either 3, 7 or 4, 6. Now that I could pencil mark that 3, 7, 4, 6.
Oh, he was willing to. I thought this might take a while to be willing to do.
Three, 7 or 4, 6. So if E was 6 or 7, it would.
Oh God, his brain went right
cage.
to the thing he's supposed to ask about, which is can E be 6 or 7?
Because if E was 6 or 7, it couldn't go in the question mark E cage. Because if E was in a cage that added up to, say E was 6 and it was in a cage adding up to 6.
Glipperl for a long time was the setter that scared me the most. Also, what a great freeze frame of Simon there. That is a great freeze frame. Glipperl used to be the one that scared me the most, but then I met him, and he's such a lovely fellow that it made me less terrified by his puzzles, even though I'm not sure if that actually makes any sense. I hope I'm not as scary as Icy Fruit, but who knows? Maybe. Yes, Simon right now, that's perfect. Yeah, amazing.
16. Obviously the other digit in the cage would have to be a 10. That's not going to work. So if E is 6 or 7, it is in the question mark H cage. I don't think this doesn't work, does it? This is doing my head in. If Or maybe it does. Hang on. So if E, let's say E was 6. So
Oops.
then H is 4. So there's a 14. Oh, see, there's a 14 cage that's just 6, 8. No, that's fine. I'm sorry. Okay, I thought some
not
part of
done
my
that one.
brain thought I might be able to disprove that, but that part of my brain has been ostracized. I never want to see you again. That part of my brain, naughty part of
Gotta
brain.
find a different part of the brain.
Okay, let's try it the other way. So what if E was a low number? If E was a low, oh no, then I don't know because it won't be in these cages. Oh, actually, hang on. If E was a low number, if this was a low number, it would be in one of those cells. That might be disprovable. Because then we've got E in one of those two cells in box 4. But we've also got E in the columns, giving rise to skyscrapers clues. And so the numbered rooms clue would be interesting because that would have to be a 4 or a 6. Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be a 4 or a 6. But this is only if E was not 6 or 7.
There was a while we were setting this. It was exactly as we were going through this this particular piece of it that we were debating. Like, are we going to use skyscrapers? Are we going to use numbered rooms? Are we going to use both? Are we going to have puzzles that are or clues that are ambiguous, whether they're skyscrapers or numbered rooms? And it was about around this time trying to get through this deduction that Simon's currently getting through, that I was like, oh dear God, if we do ambiguous clues, no one's ever going to solve this puzzle.
If E was 6 or 7, this would have to be a 16 or a 17 cage because you can't make 26 or 27 from 3 different numbers. 24 is the maximum. 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, I love importing Penpa to CTC.
Okay, let's get rid of that. I don't know. I don't think that's doing anything.
It'll do something eventually.
If E was high, then
there we go.
One of these would be a 9. That's a little bit interesting. I don't think I can do anything with it, but let me just mull that for a second. Oh, hang on. I've just thought of something completely and utterly different, which I'm really interested in. So I'm going to abandon all that. I can't do that.
We're not going to think about
G, we said earlier, was at least 6. So G is in one of these those cells. And G is not in these two cells by Sudoku, so G is in those two cells. Which, that's true. It's just true. So sorry, this is now not a G.
I mean, this is definitely a step in the puzzle. So it's a step that I intended people to find later, but it's a useful step.
So G, okay, that does work, doesn't it? So G, 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 GG's. So I've got G down here. Oh yeah, I looked at this before. What was Z? So Z can't be there. So Z can't be 1, because that would imply Z was equal to G. Z can't be 3. Z can't be 5. Oh, so knowing that this is G hasn't improved my knowledge about G at all in terms of this row. That's a bit distressing. So G...
It'll be useful soon, I promise. Well, maybe I shouldn't promise soon.
It's pretty complicated, actually.
It will be useful someday.
Well, it feels like G is the place to look, doesn't it? But so G can't go on a diagonal that adds up to G. G is so G in box 9 is in one of 3 places.
As
It
soon as in
can't go
maybe
on
an
its own
hour, yeah.
diagonal because the other 2 digits can't be 0. It can't be in these 3
I
squares.
mean, the thing going on in column
'cause
3
it's
is, I think, the
C's
most
G in the
complicated thing
column.
in the puzzle.
And it's not equal to Z. So it's also completely Bobbins-worthy, isn't it? What about...
Yeah, that detail is very important at a later date and time.
I don't know. Outfoxed by zetamath again. Nah. Egg on my face, egg in the grid. Dazed, yes, it's all true. It is not easy. So don't get distracted, Simon. Stop using the letters. Try and do something clever. I really don't want to think about this column. I don't understand it. Okay, I know that E is 3, 4, 6, or 7. And I was thinking, I was trying to think about whether there could be a 9 down there, wasn't I? Is that somehow precluded? If E was 7...
This is a good line of questioning.
What are we then saying? We're saying
Send Simon good
that
thoughts.
there are lots of things that actually are caused by that, some of which might be interesting, but I can't immediately rule it out. Okay, here are some things I can see. If E was, so what I'm talking about is if E is 7, then this skyscraper clue is going to have a lot of work to do, actually. Yeah, hang on. We might be able to disprove this. If E was 7, I think the issue is it's very difficult to do that. And that's not a very good description of why I think it's impossible. I think it is impossible, but it's very hard to explain why. Let me just try and do this. So what we can see in this box, I want to look at these 3 cells. And I think it's true, because they can't be 6, 7, 8, or 9. They're broadly very low digits. That seems to be true.
Yeah, that was definitely what I wanted to do is like, these are low, and therefore this skyscraper can't be higher than 6. Was 7. What I was looking for. But of course, it's quite hidden because there's so many bajillion things going on in the puzzle.
Where's the 9 in the column might be a good question to start with. No, okay, I can do this slightly differently. I don't think it's possible because, for this reason, one of these 3 cells has to be at least a 6, doesn't it?
That's how I would have
because
phrased it.
these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could make 2 of these low and make them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be all the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, and 5s in the column. But that means one of these digits is at least a 6. One of these digits. So let's.
It was a lot easier to see during setting because nothing else existed. Yeah, I was very aware that however difficult the steps were as we were adding them during setting, it was going to be a million times worse to solve because of the fact that there was going to be a bunch of other stuff floating around the grid.
Get to would be, and that would be going something low, something slightly bigger, 1, 2, and then this being a 6. So 1, 2, 3. All of these are unseen. So you can't get, because they're lower than the big digit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is the maximum skyscraper clue. So that gets rid of 7 from there. that is not going to be a 7, which means this digit is not going to be a 3, because we know that E and H together add up to 10. Now,
Yeah, James. Originally for not 6, we had an E quad in this box to make it a little clearer that like this can't be 6. But I think when you actually see it, the this can't be 6 because of what E would be is way more satisfying. But I think it's sort of like a how long does it take to see that it's also not 6 question.
now, can we do the same with 6? I think 6 might work.
Because like this is something my brain would have a very, very hard time the way I think about puzzles and deductions. My brain would have a very hard time spotting that this can't be 6 because it requires keeping in mind that this being 6 makes that 6 is basically the problem. And so I really went back and forth on like how much am I okay with this, but it's like decided like I think it's probably cool enough when you understand what's happening that it works. But yeah, if this takes Simon an hour to do, I'm going to feel bad.
Because that's the sort of example we just did, isn't it? If E was 6, then we have to get to a 6 skyscraper clue, which means the 9 in the column is down here somewhere. And where it can't be is there. Because if the 9 is here, E is getting thrown there, and E is at least, well, E is 6 in this example. So the skyscraper, if this is a 6 at least, the maximum skyscraper clue would be a 4. 6, 7, 8, 9 would be all the skyscrapers you could possibly see. So the 9 in the column would be in one of these two cells. Now, I don't think it can be here. Because again, at least one of these is a 6. So 1, 2, 3. None of these are seen.
He's
1,
even
2,
gotten it
3,
like written
4
in
would be the
here,
maximum. In
so
fact,
that's
this is
like
broken.
maximizing
This
his
is now
chance of seeing
broken,
it.
isn't it? Because one of these is at least a 6. 1, 2, 3. These are unseen, definitely. 1, 2, 3. Could see that one, 4. Could see that one, 5. But because we can't push the 9 down to the bottom of the column, you can't see 6 in the column. That is lovely. That is very, very weird. And quite...
Oh, well, he saw that in a very weird way. His argument was that this isn't an E. I'm not sure I 100% understand why is it he's saying this can't be 9? I don't quite understand his argument. Okay, that's also how Ian saw it. So at least someone can explain to me what did Simon actually see here? So oh, yes, right, you're right. Because then that makes this digit a 6, right? And then I'm certainly not putting a 6 there. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I understand.
Exciting. So E is 3 or 4. Which, I see. That's huge. Well, not huge, but I can see what that does. So now E, this one, which is E, is in one of those two cells in this box. And that means this digit is 4 or 6, like we looked at this before. So can we rule out 4 then? Because if it's 4, that
You can in about 40 minutes.
Because it's meant to reference E. So if E is 4, this would have to be 6, and that would have to be 4.
I think it was AFK that
So
spotted
these
this way
two
of
would be
abusing this
E.
basic idea that Simon is looking at now.
And then the skyscraper clue would be a 4. Oh, this is so confusing. Oh, Sudoku. F is one of those. My brain just goes for the easy wins. Naughty brain. Do something clever, brain. Naughty brain. Where is
H in box 4 would be a good question.
H is 6. Oh,
There we go. You got there.
Wait. Oh, I've done something. I've done something intelligent. This is the first point in the video. I've done something intelligent. H is big, and it can't go in question mark H. It's got to be one of these cells. It can't go in the question mark H thing because then the other digit in that cage would have to be a 10. So that is in there. This is GH. So H is in one of those. So this is GH. A and B, I know, are low numbers. I don't know what these are, do I? Is there some way I know what those are?
I can't believe he keeps row 5, column 3 like that. It's so cursed.
It's really difficult.
1 second, I'll be right back. All right, here we go.
Where on earth am I meant to look? I now know that this... Oh.
Good.
Well.
I'm trying to figure out what step he's going to get stuck on, because he keeps looking at things that I thought are the harder steps and seeing them pretty quickly.
C into its row. So this clue here, this digit, can't be 1, 2, or 3, because that would put 2 C's in this box. There's already a C. Now, these are G and H, so this is not 8 or 9, because neither of those can be a C. It's not 5. So it's only those cells that C can go in. And so that digit is 4, 6, or 7. And C is there, or there. But actually, in the middle box, look, those digits are A, B, C, and D. So it's very possible that this is a 4 or a 6. And C is in one of those. And if this was C, then C would be a low digit. So C would be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And that would be a 7. I don't know. Sorry if this is obvious. It's not obvious to me. H now.
I don't, to be clear, think it's at all obvious, but the thing he can look at is he knows there's a 6 in this cage because of the totals of these two cages and what he knows about them now.
Oh, right. Hang on. Let me just go back over here. H is 6 or 7, which means this cage has a 9 in it, because it's either 16 or 17. Sorry, I didn't realise this. So there's a 9 in that case. There's no 9 in this cage. And if this was 16, then this would be 9, 7. This would be 6, 8. Does that work? If this is This is 6, this is 4, so this would be a 14 cage. I think that does work. And if this is a 13 cage and this is a 17 cage, this would be 8, 9, and that would be 6, 7. Oh, that would make that a 4 by Sudoku. Oh, that's weird, isn't it? So G, do I have any feeling about the size of G? I know G is 6, 7, or 8. Let's just put that in. G is 6, 7,
6
or 8.
can't go with 9 because that's only 15 and H
I've
is
got
at least
F written
6.
in here. Is that true? Oh yeah, that might be true because of where we got G. So F is a little number. E and H add up to 10. 9 is definitely in there. I mean, this is really... It's not easy. I don't think this is an easy puzzle. I mean, to be honest, I don't know how hard it's meant to be, but you have to keep track of quite a lot of things to make this even intelligible.
Yes, it does.
So F is low. H is bigger. It's 6, 7, or 8. A, which has to be around this quadruple clue, is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, which is applying to this skyscraper. This wasn't 1, 3, or 5, but I think it can be anything else. E here is saying where are 3
A screenshot
and 4?
box 4 of the solve and put it under a title like
3
most
or
cursed
4.
Sudoku box of the year so far. I'll take that.
So, okay, yeah, so one of these is 3 or 4. And if E was
This is a deduction
4,
I'm very happy with. One of two
then
cells
4
is
would
3
be
or
on one
4.
of those, and this would be 6. So this would be, yeah, we've looked at this. So this would be double 4. This would be 6. And then this would be, oh, so that would be H. But that looks quite sensible, doesn't it? Because that would sort of work. Oh dear, I don't see how to resolve this. It felt like it might be something to do with this, didn't it? And
It definitely
I wonder
is.
if there's a way that we know that's 6, 7 for some reason. Why is GH? Why is G not 8?
And maybe we can get a 6 corner mark in there with the G and the
maybe
H to
this
help with
can't be an 8.
Playmaker's cursed Sudoku box.
Oh, and I've got this as a G clue as well. So, if that was 8, there would be a 1 on the diagonal. In fact, there is a 1 on the diagonal, because G is 6, 7, or 8, so one of those is a 1. Because you need otherwise the minimum these could be would be 2 plus 3 plus 4, which is 9. So one of these is a 1. And E plus 8. I keep coming back to this E plus H equals 10 thing. But I don't know how to use it. And do I know anything about anything else? I know that's question mark F. Now, okay, so it's question mark and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's got a million possibilities. Well, not literally a million, but several.
Several.
This diagonal. What is that? Maverick flies over. That is question mark Z.
If the key is this diagonal, I feel like we're in trouble.
Don't know what that means.
So I'm going to guess that the stuck point is this cell can't be 7. I have faith he's going to get that this cell can't be
3
6.
or 4. So the 9 in the column. Is that what I'm meant to be focusing on? Because it's quite difficult now. Yeah, it is quite difficult. Because the 9, if this was a 3, then I suppose the 9 could be here. The 9 can't be in these two cells, because then E itself would be a 1 or a 2, which it's not. The 9 could be there, but otherwise it's in the E cage. But the thing with this E cage is it could be 23 or 24, actually.
I think that little killer was the last clue, yeah.
Well, it just could. 23 and 24 are valid 3-cell totals, so we can't assume this is a 13 or a 14 cage. If it was... Oh, I don't know. I'm very confused by this. I am very confused. Right.
Yeah, interestingly, one of the question mark Z clues was the first put in the grid, and the other question mark Z clue was the last put in the
I'm
grid.
so sorry. This must be infuriating for those of you who can see what to do. I do really...
Playmaker asked who suggested this triomino question mark E cage. That was me. I originally tried to draw it here, but that's broken, and then I was despaired, and then I realized I could draw it this way and it wouldn't be broken.
I really feel like I would benefit from some sort of aide-memoire here. Because what digits have I got left to place? I've got A, B, and F as low. I've got E, and E is low. H is high. G is high. So, I don't know what that means either. It's... See... I'm so sorry about this. I do not know what to do. I have no Scooby-Doo about what to do. If E was 4, then 9 would be down here. And then H would be 6, which would mean... So this would be 7, 9. This would be 6, 8. Yeah, there probably is. There probably is some way of saying E can't be 4, I reckon. Because that would make this a 6. So that would be H. So these would both be H. So H would be over here. I hadn't spotted this before. But does that matter? So this would be a 6. This would be a 4. This would be a 7, 9.
Are we going to get around this deduction?
8.
It's possible. He might go far enough here that he might actually
what
break
would this E clue have to be? There would have to be a 9 down here. Because the E clue would be a 4.
So I think this would be a substantial jump ahead if he resolves this in this fashion.
Is there a problem with the skyscraper there? I don't think there is. It's not actually desperately easy to do the skyscraper, to be honest. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'm talking absolute rubbish. So what I'm saying is... Oh, sorry, my phone is... Why is it buzzing at me? That's fine. What we're evaluating is that we know that if E is 4, H is 6. So, and this has to be 6 now by Sudoku. So my question in this situation is there something?
Is he going to see this backwards and see that that breaks row 4
situation?
column
Do we know
9? Because that pretty clearly breaks row 4 column
No,
9.
we
if
really
he,
know nothing. Well, we know it's not
looks
4,
at it.
I suppose.
And
do I know what this digit even is? Does this have to be a Z or something? Z? No, it definitely doesn't. Oh, actually, one of those would have to be a Z. That's something it would mean. Oh. Well, that is interesting. These 3 digits, or not the digits, the letters would be known, I think, because this would be E, this would be F. So C.
Yeah, I think he's going to end up seeing the complicated reason why row 4, column 9 can't be 7, is I think what he's going to end up seeing out of this.
It sounds like the name of a dodgy peddler in Only Fools and Horses. Have you seen CDZ? What's he selling this week? C and D. So C and D would then be in these cells. CDZ. That couldn't be CD or Z, because it would see all of them.
Yep, that's the yeah. We got to this isn't CD or Z.
What?
that was quite intentional. That he's gotten to the point.
Hang on. Oh, this is weird. That would be a 6 or a 7. It couldn't be a 7 because C is, so it would have to be a. Oh, wait. Oh no, that's okay, isn't it? If C is a 6. No, something feels wrong.
Yep. I love Simon's intuition.
Something feels wrong with this.
Watching Simon's intuition is like,
oh,
I'm touching something. it's like right there.
Thing for it to be. Hang on.
Yeah, it can't be a 6 for a kind of banal reason that he's going to be upset with himself for not seeing. But it can't be a 7 either.
That this doesn't work. And it's to do, not with anything over here, it's to do with this digit. Which if it sees 4, this has to be 6 or 7. But which obviously has to be in this cage. But that's okay, isn't it? Because I know this cage is made up of C, D, and Z. So if this is a 4, that's it. No, it doesn't work. That's really clever. That's really clever.
This cell sees C, D, and Z is a very sneaky.
Okay, I think it doesn't work. So here is my explanation, and it's complicated. So if this is 4, we worked out this was 6, didn't we? But or H was 6. Let's go with that. Which means that this is a 16 cage. Which means this is a 14 cage, and it is 6, 8. But that makes this digit a 7. But that says that C is in this position. But we've just said that's E. So it can't be C and E at the same time. It's not right. Goodness me. Sorry. Oh, I want to be careful here. I want to take numbers out of these. Numbers. And this I'm now claiming, that's my first digit. E is a 3 and H is a 7. So now
he got there mostly. The
is a 17 cage. So it has got 6. It's got 8 and 9 in it. So this doesn't have 8 and 9.
I think he could tell he didn't quite have exactly the right way of thinking about it.
As a bonus. I need to find some way of writing this down because let's try and do it up here then. So I have now learnt, by hook or by crook, that E, can't do that, E is 3. It's not a 3 in the corner, so we can't get a song for it. H is 7. And G, which is in that cage, is a 6. That's really interesting for that diagonal. So, because that's got to be a 1, 2, 3 triple now. To add up to 6.
We should probably write the 6 in this G cell.
Is saying, where is 6 now?
Yeah, we're really getting more cursed notation for Playmaker's
so I now know
photo
one
album
of those
here.
is a 3 rather than.
Yeah, apparently I I did not think I needed a cipher grid outside because I thought that I clearly provided them inside, but both Simon and Tristan felt like, oh no, I need to write this down somewhere else. So clearly I should have. It just did not occur to me at all.
Yeah, because that was
that
F.
anyone would want it.
Yeah, okay. And these are A and B. So it is true. One of those is E. So this is 4 or 6, which is throwing 3 into one of those cells. This is so complicated. So 3 is in one of those. That being E. This is 6, 7. So this is a 4. And that means this is a C by Sudoku on, well, numbered rooms. So that's a C, that's a C. One of those is a C. Which is either an 8 or 9 or a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which
Using box 1 to notate things because it's empty in a Zeta math puzzle feels weird. It's true.
And completely unintelligible in terms of what it might mean. So
let's see if we can write 6 and the 2 cells
does this
labeled G
mean?
would probably help a lot.
Do I get any more digits from this? The digits, if you can get digits, they're truly exciting. So this Z now is not a 1, 2, or a 3, so it's at least a 4, and it's throwing G. We thought this couldn't be. Oh, hang on, I know what G is.
There we
G
go.
is
Good,
6,
good.
so that's a 6. So this is a 6.
The notation really does fight against you in this puzzle.
Well, that... Okay.
We did never get to corner mark 6.
This
with the
can't
G
be
and the
G
H.
anymore, because that would be a 2. So that's quite interesting. So G is in one of those only. So this digit is now... could be 4, probably. Could be 6, possibly.
So far, he hasn't
This
gotten
did-
super
oh,
hard
that
stuck
could
on
be
anything.
G,
He
couldn't
sort
it?
of
So
ended
this
up
could
having
be
to do this in a
7.
kind of messy way, but it wasn't. It
So
didn't take him
could
too
Z
long.
be a... No. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's probably it then. No, it's maybe not it, but it's a something. So this can't be G. Yeah, that is
Oh
important.
yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
that's
Doesn't that mean
hilarious.
that
That's
this has to-
completely the opposite of the direct, or that's like a completely different deduction than the way that I intended this to make. But yeah, if this is a 6, then Z is 7, and we already have a 7. That's fascinating.
be the 3.
Oh, maybe we did do that deduction actually, but the sort of intended half to come first when we said it was, oh, this was how you were going to deduce that E isn't 4, but of course we already know E isn't 4 in Simon's universe because we did this deduction in the other order. Interesting.
If this is 6, it is G, which means this is 7 by numbered rooms clues. But we know that Z is not 7 because H is 7, so this is 4. And that 4, this is 3. This is not 4, this is not 4, this is not 3. So these two are from 1, 2, and 5 only. So F is now 1, 2, or 5. And where have we got F clues in the grid? No, nowhere. What? How can I not have any F clues? Oh, no, there's an F clue there. Oh, bother. That's in a 6-cell cage, though. Okay, and what about that 4? Do I know what number that is? What letter that corresponds to? It's the same as this one. So let's get rid of the green. So this clue is
Only
either...
one F.
Oh, wow. I mean, this is...
think
It's
there's any
really difficult. I'm
Bs.
sorry about this if you can all do it immediately. Z...
I think anyone who claims they can do this question
so
immediately
Z
is lying.
is now not 4. And Z is not 5. I worked that out because this couldn't be G. So Z is a big digit. That's huge. I think that's right. It's not 1, 2, or 3. It's not 4. If it was 5, it would put G here, which it can't, because this is G. So Z is at least 6. But Z, it can't be 6. We've had 6. It can't be 7. We've had 7. So Z is 8 Z is 8 or 9, which means it's in there. So there is a Z in there, which means one of those is a Z.
Oh, good. More pencil marks for
it means
Playmaker's
this
box.
thing is adding up to something 8 or something 9, and it's, well, we don't know. I was going to say, but it could have itself on its own diagonal, which would be nice. This is, hang on. Oh, wait, what's this clue doing? This clue is a numbered rooms clue throwing Z into the column. But if this was Z, that would be a 4, which it can't be. So this is not Z, and that is Z. That's lovely. Good grief. I need to...
Now I have to decide how to notate the fact that we know that this is the 8, 9 that's Z.
Take Z out of there. This is Z, definitely. So those two digits are the same. So let's colour those. So that means... Oh, I already knew Z was in one of those. And I know this is Z, so that can be green. Maybe I'll make that smaller now. Let's put 8, 9 in and a corner marked Z, if it'll let me do it. Which it should do if I click the buttons in the right order. So now, where is the Z in this column? So this digit here, which is going to affect the start of this A skyscraper clue, the Z... Wow, I don't know actually. It's very hard to keep track of what's going on. So Z... If Z can't be here, because then this would be a 1. And 1 is not equal to 8 or 9. Now if this was Z...
Hey, Chip. How are you doing?
This would be a 2. The A clue would begin with a 2. But do we know anything about A? We know A is 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
Yeah, he didn't corner mark the numbered room for G, which would have been very helpful.
Which might matter. Oh, I don't know. I'm getting to the point where I'm going crazy again. Okay, E and H are 3 and 7. Let's put that in case that's going to be helpful. Z is 8 or 9. F is 1, 2, or 5. These are low digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2. In fact, they see 3 in the row. So these are 1, 2, 4, 5. And they are A and B. But, oh, I see, that could be A, could it? Can A be 4? No, that's not a numbered rooms clue either. It's a skyscraper clue. Oh, goodness, sorry. So don't know. B? Where have I got B clues in the grid?
I think B actually shows up literally nowhere, which I did not
Very few
notice.
places. I've got B there. I've got F. The F is only 1, 2, or 5, so we can take out 3 and 4 from that cell. So F. C. So the C clue is either... No, C is 8 or 9. Sorry, that's totally obvious. Because C by Sudoku is one of these 3 digits, but it's not equal to 3 because 3 is something else. 3 is E. So C is 8 or 9. Right, let's do this one as well. So C is 8 or 9. So now I know that Z... Okay, let's try and record this somehow. Z, C are 8 and 9.
Be clear, I'm
So
laughing
they
even
go
though
in there. And I know which one C is. C is that one. So these two digits
it's not
are
as
the
though there's a
same.
nicer way to notate this that I'm aware of.
So, and that's that one.
Yeah, E and pi are both
Let's
equal
get rid
to
of the
3
purple
to first
there. I know
approximation.
that that's the purple.
So it's kind of unfortunate that we have different letters for the two of them when they're just the same
All
thing.
Right. I'm not feeling confident at all, but I'm feeling slightly more optimistic that I can do something. Which might be famous last words. So, E is 3. That doesn't tell me where the 9 is. Because the 9 could be here.
I was very afraid the
could be
skyscraper
there.
clue was going to end up breaking everything.
C is 8 or 9. D? Do we know anything about D? Yeah. Yeah, we do. Where's D in this box? And the answer, I think, is exactly there by Sudoku, because it's not equal to E and it's not equal to C or Z. So this is D, and it's 1, 2, or 5. Let's pop that in case that's going to help us. How many D clues are there in the grid? There's a D clue here. So this is saying, where is the 1, 2, or 5 in this row? Oh, that's a ridiculous question. That's a ridiculous question.
That clue is a J40 special, if I recall correctly.
And the Z...
yeah, there's definitely more
the
notation.
Z is saying, where is the green 8 or 9 in that column? And we can't say it's there because this is just my aid memoir up here. That's not going to be a useful thing. I know that this digit is not 4, 5, or 6, because that would transplant the green digit into one of these three where it can't be by Sudoku. So this digit, I mean, if we're going to go full ham on it, is 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Now, if it was 9,
can we see that it sees an 8, 9 pair
the
now?
A clue would be a 1.
I was very sad when some solvers got around seeing that it sees an 8, 9 pair, so it's not 8 or 9.
If it was 9, Z would be 8. So this would be an 8. No. Wait.
The fact that it sees both the orange and green 8, 9 was my intention.
That doesn't
with
work. If this is 9, yeah, it can't be 9. It sees it. It sees two different digits. It sees 8 and 9. Oh, that's big. I didn't see that. I'm being Muppetry. Muppetry is alive and well in Simon today. This is 2, 3, or 7 now, which means Z is either there, or there. Now, which of those do we think is likely? Could that be 8, 9? Could that be 8, 9? If that is 8, 9,
yeah, if only our G numbered rooms clue had not left his
1,
active
2,
memory,
or 5 is thrown
we'd be in
into
good shape.
one of these two cells.
But I think he felt like he had
1,
solved the G numbered rooms clue.
It could be there, couldn't it? Okay, if this is a 7, then the A skyscraper clue couldn't be. This A would be 1 or 2. A would be 2. If that's 7. That's quite a powerful thing, isn't it? Because A couldn't be 1, because the skyscraper clue would have to be this would have to be a 9 if this skyscraper clue was a 1, because it would only see one skyscraper, and we know that doesn't work. So if this is 7, A is 2. So maybe there's a reason this clue can't be a 2 or a 3 and plonk Z into one of those
Maybe he'll
cells.
bypass the G clue.
Why couldn't Z be up there? Oh, maybe it can't because of the skyscraper down clue. No, but it can be. It can be. I think.
Oh, definitely. It's as
least
soon as I
think-
finish saying
I'm
something,
not
it is
certain,
gone
but
from
I
my
think it
mind.
can be.
David.
Wow. Okay. Oh dear. Okay, so I don't now know where to look again. Is this in any way obvious?
No, I'm gonna go with no.
I don't like this 6G being here and moving it to here. I'm sorry about this, but it's interfering with my ability to understand this E clue coming down here, where I know that this is a 3. So either this is 9, or there's a 9 in the question mark E cage. Which might be fine. I've got an 8, 9. I've got quite a lot of digits. These are 1, 2, 4, 5 in the middle box, aren't they? That's not 4. Oh, that's weird. Sorry. So I've now got a 1, 2, 5 triple in this row by Sudoku, which I hadn't even begun to think about.
A 3Z pair.
So these digits are 8, 9, and 3. Yeah, that makes sense. These are from 3, 8, 9. That does make sense from a Sudoku perspective. And 3 is definitely one of them. And 3 was the digit E. So this is an easy pair. That is actually true. That is an EZ or an EZ pair. But does it help to know this? That is a totally different question. And the answer to that is probably it. So hang on, do I know what that digit is then? I must do. No, because I don't know what 4 is, do I? If we look at this row and ask what letters have we not assigned, it is... D has been... It's F, isn't... Oh no, F is there. Is it A and B? Yeah, it's A and B. A and B are... But it's this one and this one. So one of A and B is 4. Is that what we're being told? I think we are. Either, but
That
A,
sounds correct.
if A is 4, oh, it's a skyscraper. It's not a numbers room. Ah. But if A was 4, that numbered room would fail. Oh my goodness! Right, hang on. That might be crucial. Let me I just want to double check that. In this row, where is A? Is the question. Now,
Yep,
A
he's
could
got
be
it.
here
This was a I think this was an AFK point
or here.
to make
But
this
if that's
this
A,
step.
this numbered room clue would be a 4, and that's not A. So that is
I will
B.
say, at least I was afraid, given the length, that he
And
was going to be
B
tortured
is
through it. But
4.
it seems to me like he's having
I
a lot of
think
good aha moments.
Seems to be what my brain is telling me. B is... Hang on. B
It's just that
is
no
4.
step in this puzzle is particularly
that's
easy to
B.
find.
That's B. A is now 1, 2. So B is 4. I can write that in. So this is 1. So A is now 1, 2, or 5.
And he said out loud A isn't
But
one
A
before, but he
can't be a
never
1
wrote it
because
down.
this would be a 9. So A is not 1. So A is 2 or 5, which is this digit. This is the digit A.
Luna really enjoying the D and F boxes just written exactly backwards.
So now A is nearly on this quadruple. Look, because these aren't. This
You
is
would
now
know
an
that Z wasn't 9 if you looked
AFH
at the G numbered rooms clue.
sequence, and that's B. AFH, and A is 2 or 5. And it's all very well. But what does it mean? A is 2 or 5. A being 2 would be very constraining here. Oh no, because that could be 7. That's something I was worried about. If A was 2, it would be one of those digits. But A, hang on, maybe A can't be 2 because it would have to go around there. Would that disturb, and around there? So it would be on there and there if A was 2. Now, does that fail for some reason?
He's correct about why the A quadruple is there.
It might do. I don't know why.
Oh no, is it going to be he spends 40 minutes
And
doing
what's the other
Sudoku on the
possibility? If
689
A is
triple that ends up
5?
here?
And if A
It's
is
possible
5,
he spends 40 minutes doing
then
Sudoku
this
about this
skyscraper
triple.
clue is going to throw the 9 in the column very late, but that could be the 9.
A rare treat is in store. Oh, interesting,
So
Jennifer.
this, okay, if A was 5, this couldn't be a 7. This would be a 2 or a 3. So Z would be up here. And this would be a 2 or a 3. And I've got to reach a skyscraper total of 5 in the row. But I think that's very achievable. I mean, I might be wrong for some weird reason, but
Nothing
you can
weird
almost
would
ask
happen in this
questions
puzzle,
then,
Simon.
like,
Don't worry.
where is 7 in this row if this couldn't be the 7? Because the 7 would have to be there or there. And it couldn't be there because that would break the skyscraper. So the 7 would have to be here. Now, maybe there's a reason that can't work.
Okay, we're almost on top
If
of the
this
numbered
was
rooms
7,
clue.
would that cause a problem for anything?
I mostly
7
worry
is
when
the digit
Simon
H.
realizes he has ignored his numbered rooms clue. He's going to feel bad.
Don't know. Not at all sure. Oh, wow. Wow. This is monstrous.
Anytime the cursor gets close to the numbered rooms clue, it's exciting. Yeah, that's definitely
what
true.
To do then. So if A was, I don't know. I really don't know what to do. I'm so sorry if this is obvious in any way at all. It is not at all obvious to me. And I really don't know where to focus. Maybe it's the digit 1. The digit 1 is now either D, but that would make... What would that do? No, because that's a numbered room. So that could... No, that's fine. Or F. If F was 1, what do we... Oh, we've got this cage, which I still don't understand at all. I know that G is 6, apparently, from some work we did earlier. I know this is CZ.
Yeah, somehow we've gone on a quest to point at every clue in the grid except the correct one.
This Z.
Which I feel bad about, because I've definitely done this.
Oh, maybe that can't be G anymore. Oh,
there we go.
That's it, isn't it? G was 6. Oh, I've got Z. Yeah. This is meant to throw G into the row. And G is a 6. That can't be a 6. That's been available forever. So that's 8, that's 8, that's 8, that's 9, that's 9, that's 9. EZ, easy, is now 3, 8. 9, 9. Now, that's going to do something. I don't know what.
Please place the 6.
I can
You're making me nervous, Simon.
Now.
You're going to do the thing I do all the time.
Remember. Z is 8. So zetamath himself is 8.
Woohoo!
And C is 9. Now, where is C used? Oh, that's just a numbered room. Okay, this clue is saying where is 8? Oh, that doesn't matter. No. No, I'm not having that this does nothing. I'm not having it.
It's going to be even more upset if he misses this.
Whoa. Very tricky now. Very tricky for A to be 5. For the following reason. Where's 9 in the row? If A's 5, 9 has to be at least here. And it can't be further on by Sudoku anymore. So this would be 9. And we'd have to ascend to that 9.
Oh my
from
God,
here.
this is amazing.
So this would be a 2 or a 3.
This is art.
But that 4 would have to count in the, because all 4 of these would have to count. So it would have to go 2, 3, 4.
Very tricky for row 9, column 2
so
to
this
not
would
be
have
6.
to be a 1. So this would have to be an 8. So D would be a 1 or a 2. I think that works though, doesn't it?
Oh, I'm so guilty of doing this.
This
So
is
like that.
probably correct, actually.
Not filling in the circle
No,
of an
A would
arrow
have
when
to
I
live
filled in all the
around
digits on
there
an
in the
arrow
form
is
of
another one
being
I do all the time.
5. There's lots of things would happen. Lots of things would happen. But this, perhaps the most important, is that this would be a 9. And I wish I knew what that did. Wow. Wow. There were a couple of comments on Logic Masters that suggested that people often got stuck on this puzzle, and I am definitely feeling that. It's quite tricky to keep track of. It's especially difficult, I think, when you can't make notes. Of course, I could make notes, but I don't like making notes if you can't see them as a viewer. I feel that it's advantaging me.
I love
and
Luna saying in
disadvantaging
chat,
you
I do
and
not
making
think
your
this is
viewing
where people
experience
got stuck,
worse.
to be honest.
So I'm going to have to stick with my little aid memoirs up here. But I don't think I'm that. Oh, hang on. I now know B is. I've put that in. I've put the B as 4. So I don't really gain anything more from that. So 3, 4. I don't know about 5. Yeah, so 1, 2, and 5 are the only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 1, 2, and 5, which I know in some order are A, F, and D. Fad. They are a fad. So fad is 1, 2, 5.
How do you like that pencil mark, Playmaker? Since you're our
and I know that at
Playmaker,
least
or since you are our pencil mark
fad is
aesthetist.
around there. Fad is affecting the cage value. I now know this, don't I? Is either 18 or 28 or 38. It's got 8 on it, so the rest of the digits on the diagonal add up to a tens digit number.
I think when Tristan solved this, he managed to use this question mark Z a little bit earlier than I intended.
Don't know what to do with that. What do we think it is? Okay, let's go back to thinking about whether A could be 2. Because then, if A is 2, what are we saying? If A is 2, this digit couldn't be a 1 or a 2. It would sort of not work. It would throw a second 2 into the column, or it would be saying that 1 equals 2. Neither of those is right. So it could be a 3,
This has been a very
Putting a
entertaining
2
picture. I was really
here,
afraid it was
maybe.
going to be something like that. He spent an hour not realizing that like this couldn't be an E, but no, he's gotten stuck, but never for too long so far. This
And
has been a
this would
very
be a
nice
1
feature.
and D would be a 5. Where's D? So that D is there. So, okay, so this digit in that situation, that could be a 3. This digit is D, it's not A, so he couldn't be throwing it here. It can't be a 5. It could be throwing it there with a 6, which would make this digit, incidentally, a G. But then, okay, so that would be a G, and that would have to be an A. It would be the only place A could go. And this is saying A would be a 2. Oh, no, hang on, that doesn't work. Okay, that doesn't work. That's very, very complicated. Yeah, but that's interesting, actually. If A was 2, then it appears in one of these 3 positions in box 9, doesn't it? Which means A has to appear in one of those 2 positions around this A quadruple clue. So this could never be as high as 6. That's actually, it could, unless it's this digit, so it could be a 7. So that could be 3 or 7, making this the digit, and then A would be there. But that's if A is 2. If A is 5, then this could be a 2. Throwing a 5 here, I think, with this being a 1. It could be a 3. If A is 5, then it could be a 6, because it could be throwing it there, because it could then appear in these 2 cells. It would in fact appear in that cell as a 5. Or it can't be an 8, so it can't throw it there. So this digit is 2, 3, 6, or 7. That's absolutely hopeless. That is hopeless. Why did it make me think about that? Why? I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, what was this doing? This was throwing
This was absolutely
Z into the column.
the most complicated deduction to make and then find once you've missed it, because you basically think you've filled in this clue, and so it's really difficult.
And that is a 2, 3, or a 7 now, is it? So 8 is either there or in one of these 2. I'd love to know if there's any problem with any of those. And this cage, I've not really thought much about this cage, because when I thought about it before, I thought it could be a 20 number. If it was a 20 number, it would be a 23 now, wouldn't it? So it would be 6, 8, 9. Which it might be able to be, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it might be able to be that. Well, no, that doesn't work. Okay.
I'm gripped by this.
So, it's going to be a very long video at this rate, because I haven't got a clue how to solve this still. No, I really don't. D was 1, 2, or 5, so that's getting thrown into row 8 in a position I haven't got a clue what that means. G was 6, so it's in one of those 2 positions.
Yes, let's think about G.
Put that in rather than the.
Let's all think G
the
past
number.
Simon.
So G is 6 here. Okay, maybe this can't add up to 13 for some spurious reason. That can't be true. It must be able to. Why couldn't it add up to 13? We could put just about anything in it, and it would be capable of adding to 13. Wow, I don't know. The closest I've got to disproving the value of A is thinking about A being 5 and the skyscraper in the bottom row. Is there something I've overlooked there that would preclude that from being possible?
One could say yes.
Or I can see it would make this a 9. To get a count of 5, everything would have to be seen. This would be a 2 or a 3. That would throw Z, which is 8, into one of these. It would throw 8 into one of those, which would put the mildest pressure on this E clue. Because the 8 couldn't go there, because that's a 3 clue, isn't it? So the 8 would be in one of these.
We believe in you, Simon.
And this A clue would have to, I think, go, and this might be the it would have to go 2 here, 3 here, 4 here. This would have to be a 1. Oh, someone's beeping. Hopefully not at me.
Only I could just nudge his mouse for him a little bit.
2, 3, 4. It could be a Sudoku reason, which is a terrifying thought.
I wouldn't do that to you, Simon.
Can we see an issue with that? Where's no, I think that's okay. I was thinking about where's 2 in column 2. I don't think there's a problem there. This digit here would have to be bigger than 4, 5 or 6. It couldn't be 7 or 8. It would have to be 5 or 6, actually. In fact, that would be a 5. It would have to be 6. Maybe that doesn't work for some weird reason. Which would be the value of G, wouldn't it? Which is that digit. So the 6 would get thrown into one of those.
This is getting comical again.
It is interesting that would have to go 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. This and 1 here. So 5 and 7 in the row would have to be in those 2 cells.
I don't know, are we going to break this some way?
Hang on, this is... Oh, Simon. I went to a great length to explain why this couldn't be 9, and then didn't put the consequence in, which is this is 6. So maybe that's going to break this. That's going to break up the world. It's going to do more. 6, 7. No memeing. Thank you very much. Now I don't want to break up my aid memoir. I'm going to make my aid memoir grey. I'm going to write 6 into one of those cells. Okay. Now, can A still be 5? I don't think so, because the 9 would be here, and this 4 is unseen. So A is 2. That's a result.
He did take it well. I am glad he took it well. He does not always take it well when he misses something like this.
So D is now... D and F are 1 or 5. And A is a 2. So I think that must restrict this. Yeah, that can't be a 2 because that would throw a second 2 into the column.
Yeah, now we get to go back to the logic.
It can't be a 6. That's something we learned about this. Because A is 2, A is in one of these 3. So A is around this quadruple. A is in those 2. It's not there. So this is not 6. So this is 3 or 7, and A in the column is there or there. Yes, that's true, but I don't know what it means. And F and H I don't know what F is. Oh, this is so hard. Okay, and right, but A is A is 2. So if this was anything other than 7, this would be seen, this would be seen, and then the 9 would be seen in the row. So that is 7. So
Very
7
good.
is now up there by Sudoku.
We could even
And
place
now,
the Z,
and
but it
now the
might
9
mess up
can
with the aid
literally, well, the
memoir,
9
so we don't really want
is
to do
in one
that.
of those two. And this
Probably better if we
skyscraper
just
clue
don't.
just works now, unfortunately. So I don't think we're going... but the 7 is also a numbered... Oh, this is going to get terrible. This is going to get terrible because now I am going to have to abandon this, I think. It's got too difficult to keep it going. So the 7 is putting an 8 here. We're just going to have to try.
That's not 7
and
spaces,
keep track
Simon.
And keep the memory going. So 8 is now in this cage. So it's quite difficult for this to be a 13 cage now.
7.
Probably not impossible, but difficult. Let's think that through.
Oh no!
If this was a 13 cage, the other 2 digits beside the 8 in it have to add up to 5, and they couldn't be 1 4 because this is a 1 5 pair. And this is
when chat
so
would be screaming at me and be like, "No,
so
I swear those numbers add to 18."
Well, the 3 would have to go there, and this would have to be a 2 8 pair. What's wrong with that? This is 3. That wouldn't be 3. If this was a 2 8 pair, what would go in at the top of the column? 6 7 9. That might break the skyscraper. The skyscraper, no, it's meant to be 6. It could be 6 7 9. I don't believe it. That's probably right. So this is 13. This is 6 7 9. I mean, maybe some other part of the puzzle breaks if you do that. And it's not obvious what. Now, the alternative is that, if this is a 23 clue, we've got to put 6 in it. So that would be a 6. And this would be an 8 9 pair. So we have limited this very slightly. And that's 3 or 6 now. And D is a 1 or a 5. And as we hear Maverick's dulcet tones. And what's F? Oh, A is 2. Right, okay. So we can put a 2 in. So these are not 2s.
Yeah, hopefully it's mostly, I suspect, going to cause problems when what he needs to use this rocket-shaped cage for is resolving something with a triple here. And it might cause some sort of catastrophe with this 8 being here, but it shouldn't affect most of the other things.
So that probably does something. He says, a little desperately. A little desperately. If that's a 6, that's a 7. That looks quite good, doesn't it? If that's a 3. Don't know. Not sure. It's not impossible. It's going to be some Sudoku-y nonsense.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have time for more puzzles after this one. But
Sudoku puzzle.
We've gotten the enjoyment of
a
watching Simon
thought.
do this.
Yeah,
I'm
what do we think?
impressed he's
Where's
still managing
9?
to. I don't know why I thought I could highlight the cell. I'm surprised he has resisted pencil marking this cell.
G was 6. Maybe I should have coloured G's to try and keep track of those. And I know A is 2.
Bye, AFK. Thanks for all your help with this puzzle. You definitely contributed a lot of steps to it.
This would be 2. And this would be 1. And this would be 5. And I don't know if that's a problem or not. How are you meant to tell? A, F, and H. F is 1 or 5. A is 2, so 1, 2, 5. And H is 7. 1, 2, 5, 7. I'm going to have to do this. 1, 2, 5, 7. I know that's not 2. I did work that out. 2 is definitely on this A clue. 4 is definitely 4 is B and is in one of those cells. And there's going to be some reason I'm meant to understand what to do now, and I just don't know what it is. This A clue is done. This Z clue is done. This I didn't think actually about the skyscraper. If this was big, then we'd have to be, if this is 8, 9, what are these digits? 2, 6, 7. And I've got to get to a count of 3 for the skyscraper.
I think he also has available at some point that this random cell is a naked single.
Again, I think that's okay.
But there are easier things available.
Wow. Oh, I'm so sorry. Again, I suspect this is fairly clear now. If you're... Where am I in terms of timing? Oh my goodness, this video is going to be late, because even if I finished it now and edited it, no, it might not be late if I can do it quickly and get it uploading quickly, depending on how the internet speed is today. But I need to actually put a bit of a wriggle on here. It's just very much easier said than done when you don't know how to do it. Come on, Simon. You can do it. You can finish this.
I believe in you, Simon.
What has the great man hidden
I haven't
in
actually
the puzzle?
checked that later in the video it's actually
7
done. Maybe he just
is in one
posted
of
after
those
giving
two
up.
cells. That is just Sudoku. 4 is in one of these 3 cells. That can't be irrelevant, can it? And which clues have we not done? D, if D was 1, we'd be asking where 1 went in this row. Do we know anything about ones? We might do, but I don't think I do. If
Just pencil mark row 8, column 1, Simon, please.
D was
It might help.
1, or okay, maybe it's this digit actually. Let's
There we
think
go.
about
See, he
that.
heard
That
me.
is
It's always worth saying
by
these things because sometimes
Sudoku.
he hears you.
1, 3, or 5, I think. And D is 1 or 5. So if D was 5, what could this be? It couldn't be 3 because that can't be a 5, or 1 because this can't. 1 and 5 are not the same number.
And there's literally a D above it even.
So if hang on, if D is 5, how does this work? Oh, is this it? This digit? That's rotten. If this digit... Okay, if D was 5, I'm just going to do this again. I don't think you can make this work. If D's 5...
This is a beautiful suggestion by J40.
What is this? It can't be 1, because that would be saying write 5 on top of the 1. If it's 3, it's saying that's a 5, which it's not. If this is 5, it's saying put 5 there. It doesn't work. D is 1. So F is 5. F is 5. Okay, now, is this doing anything for us? Please do something. This is a 1. D is a 1. This is not a 1. So D...
Yes, we have finished the cipher.
D is 1. And that's saying
And my goal with these sorts of things is always that the cipher gets finished almost
because this can't be a 1. But it could. But the 1 is in one of those 2 positions in the row, because that's what this numbered rooms clue is saying. So this can't be a 1. And now this is a 1.
Good.
No, that doesn't do
anything
quite yet.
Now we have resolved row 1, column 9 now via Zeta's favorite step, because Zeta is a psycho.
Right, got something. So now this can't be a 3, because remember A is 2. If this was 3, that would be 2. That cell breaks. So this is a 7. That's 5. And that's saying write 2 into that cell.
Oh,
So
good,
2,
good, good. I didn't think there was much chance that
3.
we'd get to actually writing that in.
That becomes a 6. That becomes a 6 by Sudoku. But surely that makes this knowable. Because we know there's 8 in it, so it can't add up to 13 anymore. So it must add up to 23. And that's got to be
There we go.
an 8-9 pair. So there's a 2 up there. So this is 2, 6, 7. And the only thing we're going to have to be careful about there is the skyscraper, not to break it. But before we do that, let's just see what we can do with other. Oh, 7 I can place in box 9. So what do I need here? 4 and 5. 4 I can place. 4, 5, 9. I've got loads of digits. 9. I'm doing a bit better all of a sudden. 8's got to be in those 2.
Oh, right. He
What
still
about
has
this
this
column?
lingering
6
error of the 8
and
over
3.
in column 1. I forgot about the
Let's pop
lingering
that
error
in.
where he's going to have done like all of this and it's going
This
to have
is
been fine, except
that's
that he
been
didn't
my
count to
3.
7
That's
correctly.
done my 8. My 7 and my 2. I've got another box done out of nowhere, and the top of column 8 is
Either
going to
that
be
or
1,
maybe
2,
the puzzle
4
will
in some
resolve and he
order.
just won't
And
ever
the top
notice.
of this column is going to be 5, 8, 9 in
There's
some
also
order.
a chance of that.
They're in a cage that adds up to something. What does it add up to? Question mark F. I can't remember what that is. Question mark F is something 5, apparently. Well, it's not 25, because those add up to 22 on their own, and there's still 3 more digits. So it's at least... It can't be 45 by the secret, because all 9 Sudoku digits add up to 45, and there are only 6 included in this cage. You can't repeat a digit, so it's 35, which means that... Okay, what does it mean? It means I've got 22, so those 3 digits, let's just label them. They add up to 13. Right, so that can't be a 1. Because if it was a 1, these 2 would have to add up to 12 without using 5, 7, 4, 8, or 3, 9. That won't work. Now, if this is a 2, these add up to 11. They'd have to be 4, 7, which would have to be this order. And they'd have to be 4, 7 because they couldn't be 5, 6, 3, 8, or 2, 9. Or this is 4, and these have to add up to 9. Oh, which could be 2. It could only be 2, 7 again. It could only be 2, 7. So it would have to be. So that these can't ever include 6. So this has to be 6. This has to be 6. This has to be 3. This always is 7, which means this is always 7. This is 6. This is 2. Oh, hang on. Let's just check. Has that messed up this column? No, it works. 6, 7, 9. So it does see 3 skyscrapers, which is what we were hoping for. This is not an 8 by Sudoku. These 2 and 4 are different, and they both see that cell, so that's a 1. because of the cage, they must be different. And now this is a 4, that's a 2, and that's a 4. That's lovely. That's lovely if that's an intended step. That's a 4 by... Oh, and I've broken it. So my clever old step didn't work. Wow. That's distressing, isn't it? Because that seemed to be working a charm.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but it's gone wrong. It's really gone wrong. Have I done my maths wrong or something? Okay, sorry. I must have done something wrong, I think, when I looked at the options for this cage. I thought these had to add up to 13. 22 there. It's an F, question mark F cage. That is a 5, isn't that? Is F, I mean. Yeah. So these add up to 13.
This
if
one's
that's
gonna hurt.
1, there's no way that's a 1. If it's a 2, these add up to 11. They can't be 5, 6. They can't be 2, 9. They can't be 3, 8. They've got to be 4, 7. They'd have to be 7 here, 4 here, if this is a 2. But if this is a 4, these do add up to 9, and they couldn't be 4, 5, or 1, 8. So they're either 3, 6, which they're not, or they're 2, 7, which is only available that way round. So this is always a 7. Which means that's a 7. Now it doesn't matter. The order of this is okay, whichever way round it goes. Because the skyscraper works either way round. I said these are different, and they both look at that cell. Oh, maybe I've missed. Why had I got rid of? When I did this before, I thought I knew what this was, but that doesn't seem to be the case now. But I'm still very concerned about this. I think I might have made a boo-boo. I've got a very good chance of a 3 in the corner, mind you. I mean, okay, there is a way of thinking about this. One of these is a 4. No, come on, just keep going. This is a 6 by Sudoku. This is a 2. This is a 4. That's a 2. And that doesn't work. It's the same problem again.
At least the 8 is by itself, so hopefully he can squint and see the 8.
Over here, where I can't now put 4 into the box at all.
Yeah, hopefully he'll realize the problem is the 8. I don't know if he will, but there's a chance.
Oh dear, so what have I done wrong there? This would be a 7, this would be a 3, this would be a 4, this would be a 1. And it felt really like, it didn't feel like the most stupid thing I've ever done in my life, to be honest. If this is a 6, I haven't looked at this question mark Z clue. Is that achievable at all? Question mark Z is question mark 8. I've got 18 there, I can see. So the other digits have to add up to something, to 10 something, and that would be a 6. So the other digits have to add up to something 4.
Yeah, is he going to have to go back the whole way? He might have to go back the whole way. It's not going to have changed anything in this particular instance.
Work.
Yeah, this is when you need a little built-in clippy to Sudoku Pad to pop up and be like, hey, you counted to 7 incorrectly. Would you like me to fix it for you?
Have I done Sudoku wrong somewhere? Possibly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That looks okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That looks okay. You see, really, it feels like if that's 4 and that's 2 and that's 7, does that cause me the same?
Why would I do this to Simon, Zetamath?
Maybe that's
I know it was horrible of me to put the 8 and the 8 numbered rooms clue in the
maybe
7th
what we'll
spot
do
instead of the 8th spot.
is maybe I'm going to not do this cage in case I've made some sort of elementary ricket with it. I'm going to keep going using other clues, and then hopefully we'll understand if the problem is this cage somehow, or whether I've made a different error. That doesn't seem to be able to be 6.
There are accomplices.
That could be a 6 in this cage at the moment.
Elementary ricket.
I've got to be a bit careful here with ensuring I don't have too big a skyscraper clue. Because that's the other slightly odd thing about the way I was doing that cage, is this skyscraper clue, I don't think I ever used it.
I mean, aside from the fact that you used it in the break-in.
At the moment, it can't be 2, 6, 7. So if this is 7, it would have to be 6, 2. Okay. All right, but let's just keep going. We're not totally dead, although I fear we might be a bit dead. 2, 3, 9. We're chocolate teapotted down here, aren't we? I've got this labelled as 1 or 5, and that's projecting a 1 into one of those. I do remember that point. And these digits are 1, 2, 3, 5. So 2 is placed there. These are 1, 3, 5. And this row needs 1,
This is a
5,
really
and
hard error to
4.
figure out how on earth you're going to actually catch it.
That's not 5, look.
It's such an
So
unusual
I've got
error.
1, 4,
It's
2,
not a thing
9
you'd
in
usually
this
scan
column.
for.
That doesn't help
And
at
the
all
fact
with
that it
anything.
was a long time ago, but it didn't
Okay, and
actually
which
break
clues
anything.
have we not used? Because that's I know I've not used this one, but that
Always
depends
the
whether this
Z.
is a 6 or not, which I don't know.
Yeah, the Z's really have proven to be a problem in this one.
I don't want to use this cage because I don't trust anything I'm doing with it. So what else could we use? Oh, this can't be a 1 because one of those was a 1. So that's 4 or 5 only. Do we know?
Luna, considering that maybe this is some sort of
think I know
karma
anything.
related to
It's really weird.
the
I
box
think it's
notation.
almost got to be this clue in this cage now. I don't understand what I did wrong with it.
He'll have to rebrand to zetamath.
Okay, let's think this through again then. I think I'd better think it out again. I'm reviewing the situation. Oh dear, 1, 2, 4, 9. I don't see how to do it. If that's... Okay, this can't be a 6, because that would put a 2 above it and a 7
I'll
below
never
it
look
and
at
break
box
the
4 the
skyscraper.
same
So
way
maybe
after
that's
this.
Oh, well, okay. So that is a... that's a different way I've arrived at that there not being a 6 in this cage. But now it doesn't matter the order of this. But does this do anything more for me? Every time I look at this, I don't see how this can be a 1, but maybe it has to be. 1 would give me 23. These would have to add up to 12. 4, 8 is impossible. 5, 7 is impossible. There can't be a 1. I just refuse to accept it. Right, let's go on
Maybe
another.
you'll just have to accept a couple
cage.
8s in the
trust
same row
anything I'm doing
one
in
of the
it.
boxes in the puzzle.
Where is 8? That's not an 8. Maybe I can do more with 8. No.
Yeah, you should definitely double check 8s.
Where's 8 in this box? It can't repeat in the F cage. So 8 is over there. So this is an 8. And now this digit is 1, 4, or 5, and it's not 4.
Yeah, he is
so
getting close to the end
5.
of the video, so I'm gonna guess he's gonna figure it out soon. But yeah, this one is
depends where D is projected to in row thingy. The A skyscraper is done. This clue is done either way. Oh no, hang on. No, it's got to be. It will be a 3. It doesn't matter where the 7 goes. It will be a 3. Oh, can I do more with the Z clue now then? So the Z clue, question mark Z clue, is adding up to something like 18 or 28 or 38. And I've got this 8 on it, and those add up to 10. So this cell, and this cell add up to a number ending in 10 or 0. And they can't add up to just 10 because these can't be small enough. So they are adding up to 20, and that's a 6. So these are adding up to 14. That can't be a 3 then. So that's a 5, and that's a 9, and that's a 5, and that's an 8. And this is a 1, 4. Okay, so the D was self-referential. 1, 4, 1. Now, this is a problem though, isn't it? Because I think we're going to end up in the same situation that we were just in. So this diagonal now is done. That question mark Z clue is done. And I'm still
Come
steadfastly
on, Simon, you
ignoring
can do
this
it.
cage, which is a very naughty cage indeed. There is a 1 in one of those cells for what that's worth.
Yeah, it is. It is amazing that
And
this
this
8 has
column,
not
what do we
actually
need in
destroyed
there?
the
3
world.
and 4. Oh. Well, that's a 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. Okay, well, that's something. Now, now we need 1, 5, and 9 here. You see, the Sudoku is sort of working, which is really, I mean, it's almost annoying that it is. Because if I could spot where the error was, I would feel better about myself. So, the only thing left is here. And this being a 4...
Yeah, how is this going to actually get sorted out?
Is it some... Oh, there is... Okay, there is a 4 now in... Okay, there's a 4 in one of those, so this has to be a 2. But this is going to be the problem. Because now this has to be a 4, and I'm still in the same pickle. So the issue's going to have to be...
See, now he's filled in so much. I think now it's really hard to see that the issue is the 8. I'm having to pull up a blank version or a solved version of the grid just to see what the actual order is.
This is 1, 2... This is a naked single at this point.
Yeah, this is absolutely brutal to try and spot.
Well, sometimes people write in and say they want to see a fail video. I don't think this can be that wrong. Because so much of it works, and so much of it has felt quite beautiful when I found it. But something's obviously badly wrong.
Oh no, are we going to be?
Oh, I know what it is. I've put the 8 in the wrong place. Oh no! I wrote 7 in here, and I wrote the 8 here. But 7 cells up is there, and that should be an 8. Well, that's great. I think that's great. Probably.
I think that's great, probably.
Because what that
I don't even know how he
is,
found it. He must have been like the whole time
anything
doing
that-
all of the clues around the outside.
What have I used this 8 for? I've used it to look at that cell for sure. But I've not, I couldn't have used it. I couldn't have used it for anything very meaningful over on this side of the grid, could I? Let's go back.
Yeah, let's
because
not
I think
rewind to
now
when we filled
we're
in
at
the 8,
least
hopefully.
not a million miles away. Let's go right back and we'll tick through. This is something I see Mark do sometimes in videos. I don't often make terrible, terrible mistakes. Not that Mark makes terrible, terrible mistakes, but I don't often make
We sure are going
errors
all
like
the way back.
this. So you see, this 8 that I've got in row 2, column 1, it's not doing anything. It's just sitting there malevolently, not doing anything to anybody. So it's not affecting the logic. It affects that probably, if that's an 8. No, it doesn't affect that. Doesn't affect this.
He's
this
not
is
just.
all
I thought he was going to
absolutely
delete it again, but no,
independent
he's
of
just
the
going to see like,
positioning
did
of
I
that
ever
8
use
and whether
the 8?
that 8
Is a
was
smart thing to do.
here or here. So this is all fine. Now, this is where we might have to start getting careful. This is all fine. Again, it's not affecting the 8. That's fine. I still haven't used any of that 8 for anything up there. I don't even use it here, which is really remiss of me, actually. But this might be... Well, no, we can still... Because I'm still not using the 8. So I'm still going to keep going. Because I might as well have the advantage of these pencil marks I've made. I get from here. Now, did I use anything there? What did I remove from that? I removed the 6 because of the skyscraper clue in column 3. It has nothing to do with the 8. Wrote the 6 in. Wrote the 6 in. Fine, it's nothing to do with the 8. Got that digit down to 2 or 4. It can't be a 1 by count. That's correct. There. Then I use this 8. This 8 is not correct. I'm taking it out. I'm taking the 4 pencil mark out, which I also haven't used for anything. And I'm going to write 8 here, which is the
That's
correct
probably
position for the 8.
a good place to put the 8.
And now I'm going to settle in and think this through. And I think where I'm going to look first, our first place I'm going to look is
do
I
your
thought there was
cage
some
thing that you
beautiful
did
logic in
correctly
this
several times.
funny cage here. This, if that's a 2, no, or maybe I use this because I can see that's going to work. So these have to add up to 14. So we know that this is 5, and we know that this is 9.
That works too.
Now we get an 8 here and a 5 here using the correctly placed 8, which I no longer feel embarrassed to use.
We're
We get a
back
1
to the,
here and a 3 here.
sane world.
We get a 4 and a 5. 4 comes out of here, 9 comes out of here. Now these digits, I'm not going to get a 3 in. Oh no, I still get a 3 in the corner. I still do. Oh good, that's 3 in the corner.
I had to make sure I
That's
did
3 in
not
the
take away
spotlight
his 3
losing
in the
its vision.
corner.
This now becomes 2. So mathematically these add up to 11, I think. And they are not 2, 9, 3, 8, or 5, 6. They are 4, 7, and we can write those in. Now, hopefully, we don't get into the same pickle with 4 anymore, which we don't.
Woohoo!
This is now 9. This is 3. This is 2.
It would be very tragic if the 3
This
was
column
no
is
longer
done
in the,
other than a
the
1.
corner.
That's a 2. That's a 7. Okay, that's oopsie, whoopsie, whoopsie. That's a 4. That's a 1. That's a 1. That's an 8. That's a 3. That's a 7. This is a 5, 8, 9 triple, which I can put the 8 into. And this is a
I think
5
Rack
and
things
9.
helped with
That's
setting
all
this puzzle,
fine.
if I
This
recall
is a
correctly.
1. And what do we need? 5 and 9. 9, 5. There we go. Wow. Wow. That was very hard. A very hard puzzle for me. It's very difficult to know where to look. And then terrible if you make an error and you can't understand what's going on. But yes, not many people have solved this.
I wonder why not many
Actually,
people have solved
really
it.
not many people have been solving it. Zetamath's puzzles are very popular. So it looks like a lot of people have had trouble with this.
I think
I
this
can
puzzle's
sort
very
of
difficult.
understand it. The logic is, it's there for you, but you have to look at it in exactly the right way at exactly the right time, and then you can find it. Anyway, I must stop because I've got to get this video. I think it might be late. But Zetamath and friends, thank you very much for making me look like an absolute prize Charlie in front of what's likely to be a reasonable number of people. But I did enjoy the puzzle. I did really respect the puzzle. It's been incredibly cleverly set, clearly. I just wish I'd made a little better of an effort at it, but sometimes our brains don't work as we'd like to. I'm going to go and have a stern word with mine, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.
Well, I was definitely worried when I saw how long the video was, but I don't think I feel too guilty about any of the things involved, other than maybe I should have put the 8 in a different place. It would have been nicer for him if I had done that. But yeah, the 6 really in row 9 is the 6 in row 9 followed by placing the 8 in the wrong place, I think added 40 minutes to the video, more or less. So but yeah, the very nice solve by Simon despite those. I do think it's a very difficult puzzle. It's not one I would have said, yes, this will be a great CTC feature, because I would have expected that this one would require a lot of precision. Yeah, the G clue definitely, I think, consumed the most time, because he spent a lot of time looking at a lot of things that would have been a lot easier if he had filled that in. But hey, it happens to the best of us. Alrighty, though, that is going to be it for today's stream. I hope you enjoyed that. I was quite surprised to see it, but hopefully you enjoyed it. I had fun watching Simon even if I felt a great deal of empathy with Simon throughout a lot of that, because we've all been in so many of those spots. But anyway, huge thank you to everyone for watching. A huge thank you to everyone who helped set the puzzle. I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll see everyone real soon. Bye for now.